Hi there, I'm Sasha Stone, and I am making this vlog today from the beach because I was having very overwhelming and stressful day. Not really stressful, I was making myself feel stressed, and I just needed to get out and get away from my computer. So I took a walk to the beach and decided this was the best spot to talk about what I want to talk to you about this week, which is feeling overwhelmed. And this post is inspired by a question I received from a really amazing young lady named Riche. And I'm going to read you the question and then respond to it. So the question is, I've struggled with insomnia my whole life. I'm used to getting around 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. I'm 17 and should be a high school senior, but I'm in my sophomore year of college. I have social anxiety. Classroom settings, public speaking, big groups, etc. make me anxious. I just get really overwhelmed at times with all I'm doing. I'm taking 3 classes, including a night class, and I work 16 hours a week at an insurance agency, along with just rebranding and restarting my blog. I'm looking into taking 3 classes a week at a local gym, a boot camp workout and Zumba workout. I think the exercise might help a little bit with things, right? Do you know what else I can do to relieve stress, get more sleep, etc.? So, Riche, these are really important questions, and there's a lot to respond to in your email to me, and honestly, I couldn't possibly respond to all of it in one go. So I'm going to focus on what is speaking most loudly to me in your message, and that is feeling overwhelmed. And I think that's something that so many people can relate to these days, especially people like you and people like me who are high achievers. So being a high achiever is an amazing thing because we tend to take on challenges and get a lot accomplished and do amazing things. But the problem is that we can have a tendency to take on a little more than we can humanly handle, and then on top of that, expect that we're going to excel at all of it. So what happens is all of this pressure that we're putting on ourselves to do everything all at once and be amazing at all of it at the same time. And that, of course, leads to feeling overwhelmed, stressed, not getting enough sleep, not making time to take care of yourself, all those things. So this is what I have learned in order to manage being a high achiever, doing the things that you want to do and not getting completely overburdened by it all. So the first thing I want to say is, Riche, if your plate is too full, then you need to take something off of it. It's really as annoyingly simple as that. And what I mean is, you listed all these things that you're doing and that are making you feel overwhelmed, and then the solution you suggested was to actually do more, which is classic high achiever solution. And absolutely you should be exercising and you should feel like there's ample time in your schedule to do that. But I'm afraid that with how you're feeling at the moment, you're just going to be more stressed out, and that would really defeat the purpose. So here's what needs to happen. You need to sit down quietly with yourself. Just carve out half an hour in your schedule for quiet reflection. Take a few deep breaths and just ask yourself, how do I want to be spending my time? Not what do I have to do, what do I need to do, but honestly and truly, how do I want to be spending my time? And just see what comes up. Have a pen and paper ready. Start writing things down. Start imagining what your ideal schedule is. And see what comes from that. And you might find that there's something that you're doing right now that you can either cut down on or take off completely. Because the truth is that we create our own schedules, and therefore we self-create our own overwhelm. So if it feels like you're doing more than you can handle, then something in your schedule needs to change. Okay, so say you do that, and for whatever reason you decide, actually, I like everything I'm doing, I want to be doing everything I'm doing, it makes sense for me. Then what you need to do is change your mantra. And this is what I mean about that. There's a voice in your head that is constantly telling you that you are overwhelmed and stressed out, that you're doing too much, that you can't handle it, what are you thinking, etc., etc. It's a loop that's playing that you might not even be aware of because it's so common and normal for you. So that, of course, sending yourself those messages just creates more feelings of stress and makes everything worse. And we are all guilty of this. So what you do instead is change your mantra. You change that voice. And when you start hearing those sentences in your brain, you shift it and say, wait a minute, I like everything I'm doing. I'm a high achiever. This is what I like. This is how I like to operate. And I feel great about it. This is so much fun. And it might sound ridiculous at first, you might not believe it, but you don't have to. Eventually you will. The more that you say it to yourself, the more you'll believe it, the more you'll get on board with it, and you will feel your energy start to shift. So those are my suggestions to you for dealing with feelings of overwhelm. There's a lot in this question that I would love to dive into about insomnia and stress and anxiety. It's so much, and it's really, these are the reasons that I created my Feel Good Goddess program, because so many people, women especially, are dealing with these feelings in a big way, and there's nothing like working one-on-one with somebody to help you get through all of that and unravel it and find the solutions and the answers that work for you. So if you feel like that's something you want to try out, then I'm going to put a link to the Goddess program at the bottom of this email, and you can contact me there, and that goes for anybody. And I'm also going to put a link to Rachel's blog so you can all check it out and see what she's up to. She's an amazing person. And I think I'll probably continue answering some of these questions in future blog posts or videos. So definitely stay tuned and check it out. And if you're not a subscriber yet to my newsletter, you can do so at sashamariestone.com. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.